Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's boy Sam from Mortar Training here, and today we're going to be talking about NAKD. It's been a long time coming. Now, I want to apologise to all the NAKD army that has been relying on me to make videos and make content. I have just been very, very busy with university work, etc. Like, I've got one more exam left, and then I'm completely done, hopefully, provided I pass everything, which I should, touch wood, but anyway, that is besides the point. Today we're going to be talking about NAKD, and we're going to be giving you all a full update on what is going on within this stock and what I think is currently going on as well. And, you know, we currently are seeing a nice, wow, that was a nice little rocket up there, back up to 0.63. And it's going to be very interesting to see what actually happens here. And I do believe that we may be due some PR very soon. So as soon as that's up, you better know that we're going to be covering it. So with that being said, if you haven't already, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. It really helps the channel out. And we're currently on the road to 2,000 subscribers. And I can't thank you enough for the re-support of this channel. It's absolutely amazing. And we're currently at 1.5 thousand. So if we can get that last push, that last 500, I'll be forever grateful. And I know Josh will as well. And another thing that I wanted to just bring up with it in this video is currently Josh's PC has died. His power cable within his PC has crashed. So we are in the process of trying to get him a new one. But yeah, he should be out for about a week or so, but within that time I will be making sure you all stay updated and providing content for all your faces. With that being said, let's get on with the video. Before we get into today's video, just want to say I'm in no way, shape or form a financial advisor, and please take anything I say with a pinch of salt. I'm simply a university student studying business and management, and that is all. Stocks are battlefields. Be sure to do your own research, your own due diligence for entering into the battlefield. I can only scout the battlefield for you, however, I cannot fight the battle for you. With that being said, let's move on. So, what has been happening with this stock, like, as of recent? So we saw this amazing bullish action right near the end of the 13th of May. We see it absolutely skyrocket up, and you know, we saw it cross over in the MACD, a very, very bullish trend on the MACD. Looking at the RSI as well, we saw a massive buy wave, and I'm very interested to know what caused this. Like, there has been no reported news, but someone may know something which we don't, and they invested a lot of money into it, or a group of people may have known something about it. And I will look into this deeper, because I am not convinced that this was just luck. Like, there has to have been a catalyst for this to happen, right? So I'm convinced something is going on behind the scenes, and I'm going to try and find out what is going on. There's no reason why this should have really spiked up like this. I know that it is an undervalued stock, but at the same time, you know, I wasn't expecting it to spring shot up to just 0.63. Like, I think when it is going to spring shot, it's going to go a lot higher. So I'm just interested to know what everyone thinks of this. But we have seen it create a very nice support structure on the 30-minute graph. We see this very nice support structure at this probably around 0.54 mark, which is promising. It shows that we are currently, like, we're creating a nice level of support above that 0.48 mark, which we are previously at. So we are seeing a nice little bit of an increase in price action. Now, this could be something to do in the relation of Bendon. That could be the next upcoming, PR. Now, there is going to be some form of PR very soon, and I know NAKD earnings report are due very soon, because last year in 2020, their earnings report, their financial report, was opened up in, I think it was May 8th. I think it was the 8th of May when we saw their financial report last year. So this year, it should be somewhere around that timeline. So very interested to know when that's going to be. And it'll be interesting whether it's a conference call again. Hopefully we won't have any elevator music and, you know, people screaming and shouting in the call. But, you know, I just want to know the full truth of NAKD, and I know that Milton Todd is going to have the NAKD CEO on his podcast, I believe on Monday. So if you all have any questions, then feel free to go into the Telegram or contact them directly. The link to their channel will be in the description down below, and, you know, be sure to drop love on them. And yeah, you know, we've been on the show, they've supported us, so we want to support them back. So yeah, that is pretty much the the scale of what I think currently is going on. And I know I haven't really expressed much about this as it sprung up, but that's because I don't really have an answer to it, because it's so just out of the ordinary for a stock to go up without any catalyst. And, you know, I'm interested to know what your thoughts are about this. But anyway, we're going to now talk about the Bendon and divestment, and we're going to talk about why this could be some form of relation with that. So at the end of last month, you all are aware that Bendon was, well, the NAKD announced the divestment in Bendon. They are going to completely get rid of them, really, and have some sort of financial profit coming in from Bendon over a 5-year period, I believe. It's either 5 or 3 years, right? And what this is going to do is it's going to increase NAKD's profit, and it's going to very much narrow their expenditures, which is a very, very big factor at why NAKD is worth so much more than it's currently representing. Another thing as well that we all should be very, very aware of is NAKD's current war chest. Now, it was announced that NAKD do have $270 million worth of cash, and they are looking to expand into e-commerce, right? And, you know, I know me and Josh have talked about this a fair amount in our videos, but it's always good to have a rough idea of what's going on, that anyone new that's investing within NAKD, right? So what I think could be happening within this stock is I think that NAKD is currently building up capital to buy some sort of e-commerce acquisition, or they are going to try and merge with a sort of brand, like a bigger brand, and that is going to consequently increase the capital of NAKD. Like, you know, we were talking about potentially Victoria's Secrets. Now, Victoria's Secrets is worth more than what NAKD is worth. So what I could see happening with that is potentially Victoria's Secrets like buying NAKD as a subsidiary, instead of, you know, obviously similar to what NAKD did with Bendon. But obviously NAKD is a profitable company now that they've got rid of Bendon. So it would make sense for a bigger company to potentially purchase NAKD. On the other hand, though, NAKD could buy someone else because they have a war chest. Everyone knows that they have cash behind them, a war chest of cash to potentially acquire a new company. So that is definitely something we should all consider. And I'm very interested to see what they do with this cash. Now, one thing they definitely need to do with this cash is get a good PR team, because we as investors should be in the loop with what's going on in the company. And I don't like companies that keep us in the dark. And I feel like NAKD has done that a bit. I always like knowing what's going on within my investment, and I like knowing where my cash is currently tied up. Now, I know NAKD is a good investment, and I'm not saying it's not, because, you know, you all know I am very heavily invested in it, but I do want a better PR team within NAKD. And if they're going down an e-commerce route, they should be employing social media. They should go down that route. They need to, one, be sure to really expand the brand in the e-commerce route, and that is through Facebook advertising, that's through Instagram advertising, TikTok advertising, you know, Snapchat advertising, all of the new stuff to really develop the brand further. And, you know, this is all my opinion, but as a business and management student, e-commerce is something which I have studied, and I know how, you know, you should really go about it. But if they're looking at like sort of purchasing an already established e-commerce brand, then there's no real need, because they will purchase someone who's already in that field and can provide the expertise necessary. Now, I'm very interested to just see what happens, because as well, the new financial officer, Simon Tripp, is a merger and acquisition expert. So, you know, that's another reason what makes me think that they are looking to merge with someone else. And I really hope this happens for the whole NAKD army, the NAKD community, because as soon as this happens, it's going to absolutely crush these shorts, right? They are not going to be able to hang, because NAKD stock from the 56 cents mark will skyrocket up as soon as this happens, because they will have a company that's a lot higher up, like, that's going to increase the brand's sort of overall like sort of market cap in a sense, because you know like the amount of money that's going to be put into this is going to be a lot higher, because you know people will want to invest in NAKD. That's what I'm trying to say. They'll want to invest in NAKD if they can see like they're making the necessary steps to progress forward. And you know, the more funding that becomes or that goes into NAKD is going to essentially increase the portfolio of the company and increase the assets and reduce, well, they don't even have debt, so I can't even say reduce liquidity because they have zero debt, which is lovely to see. Or not liquidity, sorry, liabilities is what I meant to say. But yeah, that is my take on the current NAKD situation. If you all have anything you want me to discuss in the next video, please let me know in the description down below. And I also wanted to quickly read something. Now, I know that this is, you know, a slightly controversial statement, but, you know, for the NAKD army, I think this is necessary because it's something that I truly believe in. Now, something that I want to say from the heart here, and I'm not going off any script here, I'm not going off anything like that. I am sick and tired of hedge funders thinking they can walk over the community, the people. They are trying to destroy families here. They're trying to make people like live in poverty. They're trying to destroy neighbors, businesses, literally everything you can think of. They are trying to burn it to the ground to try to make an extra $1 million so they can have maybe some lobster on their yachts. And it is not okay. And I will not be silenced by these people. I believe strongly in this cause, and I want to ensure that, you know, that my children don't have to go through these sorts of antics in the future. But with that being said, let's go on to the outro. With that being said, I hope you've all enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. It really helps the channel out. And I'll see you next video on the channel. Take care, everyone.